Our Beth HaTikva Yom Kippur observance concludes with Neilah and Havdalah. Zoom attendee audio will be muted until the end of the service, when we'll unmute everyone for one more New Year's greetings. In your Zoom app or program, you'll find the option to switch between active speaker and gallery view. We recommend selecting active speaker view to better experience the service here at CBH. If you have the High Holiday kit, we invite you to have the Havdalah candle ready and the plastic shofar as well, or a real shofar if you have one. Check out our website for details of our upcoming Sukkot and Simchat Torah celebrations. Thank you for sharing your holidays with us, and our concluding service resumes now.
In the interest of keeping services a bit shorter this year, we cut out most of the English readings and poems, but I couldn't resist including Marge Piercy's poem, Neilah. It's a poem written just for this moment, when we are approaching the end of Yom Kippur. And for me, it captures exquisitely the haunting beauty of the Neilah service. We asked Ellen Patterson to read the poem. Ellen loves poetry, and she is also a former member of the Congregation Beth HaTikva who returned to us. In this season of return, of Teshuvah, I wanted to acknowledge how very happy we are to have her back.
Thank you. Did I unmute me? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Somebody say yes. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. It's so good to be here, and just all good. Neilah by Marge Piercy. The hinge of the year and great gates opening, and then slowly closing on us. I always imagine those gates hanging over the ocean, fiery over the stone gray waters of evening. We cast what we must change about ourselves onto the waters, flowing to the sea. The sins, errors, bad habits, whatever you call them, dissolve. When I was little, I cried out, I want. Older, I feel less important, a worker bee in the hive of history, miles of hard labor to make my sweetness. The gates are closing, the light is failing. I kneel before what I love, imploring that it may live. So much breaks, wears down, fails in us. We must forgive our broken promises. They're sharp shards in our hands.
Please turn to page 856. There we'll sing the Chatzi Kaddish to the nusach that are only sung during the Neilah service. of Yom Kippur. Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah, B'Yalema Divrah, Chiyutei, V'yamlich Malchutei, B'chayechon, U'v'yomechon, U'v'chayer Chol Beit Yisrael, Bagala Vizman Kariv, V'imeru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam U'Olamei Almaya Yitbarach V'Yishtabach V'Yitpar V'Yitromam V'Yitnaseh V'Yithadar V'Yitaleh V'Yithalal Shemei Kudashah Richule Eila Eila Mikol Birchata V'Shirata Tushbechata V'Nechemata Damiran V'Yalema V'Imru Amen Amen.
We now turn to page 1146. It is traditional to recite the entire Neilah service standing in front of the open ark. If you are able to, please stand and remain standing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Hael הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מסוד חכמים ונבונים, ומלמד מבינים, הבטחה פי בתפילה ותחנונים, לחלות ולחנן, פני מלך מלא רחמים, מוחל וסולח לעוונים. Please turn the page. זוכרנו לחיים, מלך חפץ בחיים, בחובנו בספר החיים, למענך אלוהים חיים, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מחכה אל חיים בחסד, מחיי כל חי ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לישני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע. מי כמוך אב הרחמים, זוכר יצוריו לחיים ברחמים, ונאמן אתה להחיות כל חי, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי כל חי. And turn the page. ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון, לדור ודור, הללויה. ואתה קדוש יושב, תהילות ישראל, תהילות ישראל, שמענה סלחנה היום, עבור כפנה היום, ונעלך נורא מהיום קדוש, ובכן לך תעלה קדושה, כי אתה אלוהינו מלך מוחל וסולח.
On page 1149, halfway down the page, we read together, "Open for us. Open for us and for all Israel, our kin, in every place, the gates of enlightenment, the gates of blessing, the gates of gladness, the gates of delight, the gates of heaven's splendor, the gates of voicing confession, the gates of self-worth, the gates of humanity, the gates of taintlessness, the gates of joyful salvation, the gates of complete atonement, the gates of loving kindness, the gates of mercy, the gates of new hope, the gates of speaking forgiveness, the gates of assistance, the gates of providing, the gates of tzedakah, the gates of communal strength, the gates of renewal, the gates of shalom, the gates of teshuvah, and seal us in the book of life for blessing and holiness. For you are holy, and your name is holy, and may we enter your gates in holiness. Please turn, or it's not turn, it's on the other side of the page, 1152.
ככתוב על יד נביאך וקרא זה אל זה ואמר
We continue on page 1159 in English. Again, the last paragraph. Please read with me. Open for us the gates in the hour of closing the gates, for the day is passing away. The day is turning away. The sun is returning to set. May we now come into your gates. We pray, gentle God, we pray. Forgive us, we pray. Pardon us now, we pray. Have compassion for us, we pray. Have mercy, we pray. Let us atone now, we pray. Help us conquer our wrongs, we pray. Please turn to 1164.
We're in the middle of the page. The only transliteration as well is right below the Hebrew. And we'll sing this twice.
Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum v'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed v'Emet, Notzer Chesed la'alafim, Nose avon v'fesha v'chata v'nakeh. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum v'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed v'Emet, Notzer Chesed la'alafim, Nose avon v'fesha v'chata v'nakeh.
Please turn the page to 1166. For ki anu amecha, we are your people, you are our God, we are your loved ones, and you are our beloved. Well, I'm skipping a bit, but I'll start from scratch in the Hebrew. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, silach lanu mechal lanu kaper lanu ki anu amecha V'yata Eloheinu anu vanecha. V'yata avinu anu avadecha. V'yata Adonenu anu kahalecha. V'yata chelkeinu anu nachalatecha. V'yata goraleinu anu tzonecha. V'yata roeinu anu charamecha. V'yata nodreinu anu feulatecha. V'yata yotzreinu anu rayatecha. V'yata dodeinu anu segulatecha. V'yata kroveinu anu amecha. V'yata makenu anu mamirecha. V'yata mamirenu. And we turn the page once again for the Ashamnu prayer, which is in the middle of the page in Hebrew and the bottom of the page above the line in the transliteration. And as you remember, we release them. We don't beat ourselves up.
Too much.
Too much. Yeah, a little bit of each. Ay, 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 Ashamnu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu, Dibarnu Dofi, ay, 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 Hevinu, Vehirshanu, Zadnu, Chamasnu, Tafalnu Shaker, ay, 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 Yatsnura, Kizavnu, Latsnu, Maravnu, Niyatsnu, Sararnu, Avinu, Pashanu, Tsararnu, Kishinu Oref, ay, 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 Rashanu, Shichatnu, Tiyavnu, Ta'inu, Titanu.
We do a lot of confessing on Yom Kippur and focusing on the ways that we have fallen short. The word chet is actually an archery term meaning to miss the mark, which every one of us has done over and over during the course of the past year. But we also have done a lot of really good things. And the next reading is Al Mitzvah Shekiyamnu, for the mitzvah, for the good things that we have made happen this year. And at the end of this reading, there is a little ... So we'll take a moment of silence for you to fill in for yourself the good things that you are proud of, that you have done for yourself, for others, for the world. And let's end this Yom Kippur day feeling good about ourselves. For the mitzvah we fulfilled by loving ourselves, and for the mitzvah we fulfilled by loving our partners, our friends, and our families. For the mitzvah we fulfilled by affirming our own strengths, and for the mitzvah we fulfilled by affirming the strengths of others. For the mitzvah we fulfilled in our work, and for the mitzvah we fulfilled by eating healthy food. For the mitzvah we fulfilled by being honest, and for the mitzvah we fulfilled by living our values and beliefs. For the mitzvah we fulfilled by supporting Jews, and for the mitzvah we fulfilled by supporting all peoples. For the mitzvah we fulfilled by working for justice and peace, and for the mitzvah we fulfilled by preserving the environment. And now it's time for you to fill in your own. Please turn to page 18 in your booklets. Hatov ki lo chalu. Please turn to page 1182, back in the Machzor. turn to page 1186, we begin with the chorus of Avinu Malkeinu, which is the last two lines in Hebrew and also the transliteration on page 1186. And then we turn back to page 1183 for the English and conclude on page 1188.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chonenu Vaneinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chonenu Vaneinu, Ki ein banu Masim. Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed. Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, v'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu lefanecha.
Our Creator, our Sovereign, we have done wrong in your presence.
Avinu Malkeinu, ein lanu melech ela ata.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have no one to rule over us but you.
Avinu Malkeinu, aseh imanu lema'an shemecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, help us for the honor of your name.
Avinu Malkeinu, chadesh aleinu shana tova.
Avinu Malkeinu, renew for us a good year.
Avinu Malkeinu, hafer atzat oivenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, nullify the plans of any who may seek to do us harm.
Avinu Malkeinu, slachu mechal lechol avonotenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, grant forgiveness and atonement for all of our transgressions.
Avinu Malkeinu, hachazirenu b'tshuva shlema lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, help us to return wholeheartedly into your presence.
Avinu Malkeinu, shlach refuah shlema lacholim.
Avinu Malkeinu, send thorough healing to all those who ail.
Avinu Malkeinu, chotmenu b'sefer chayim tovim.
Avinu Malkeinu, seal us for good fortune in the book of life.
Avinu Malkeinu, chotmenu b'sefer geula v'yeshua.
Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of redemption and salvation.
Avinu Malkeinu, chotmenu b'sefer parnasa v'chalkala.
Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of sustenance and livelihood.
Avinu Malkeinu, chotmenu b'sefer zechuyot.
Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of merit.
Avinu Malkeinu, chotmenu b'sefer slicha umchila.
Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of forgiveness and atonement.
Avinu Malkeinu, hatzmach lanu Yeshua b'karov.
Avinu Malkeinu, let grow for us the tree of imminent redemption. Turning the page, we read the last lines above the line. Our Avinu Malkeinu, our Creator, our Sovereign, be gracious with us and respond to us, for we have no deeds to justify us. Deal with us in righteousness and love, and save us now.
Avinu Malkeinu, chonenu vaneinu. Avinu Malkeinu, chonenu vaneinu, ki ein banu masim. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, v'hoshienu.
Now turn to page 1188.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba v'yalema dirakirute v'yamlich malchute v'chaychon v'yomechon v'kayed chobet Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kariv v'yimeru amen yehi shmei rabba mevarach Le'olam alamei alamaya yitbarach
Yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh v'yitadar, v'yitaleh v'yitalal, Shmei Dekudashah, Rechu, Le'ela Mikol Berfata v'shirata, Tushbachata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma, Tushbachata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'yimiru, Amen. Titkabal salo tahon, uva utahon, dechol be Yisrael, kadam avuhon, divishmaya, 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 v'yimiru, Amen. Yeheshlam araba min shemaya, v'chaim, v'chaim, Aleinu, v'yal kol Yisrael, v'yimiru, Amen. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom, Aleinu, v'yal kol Yisrael, v'yal kol Yoshvei Tevel, v'yimiru, Amen.
So you couldn't hear us, but we had a rousing version of the last verse, so say shalom. We all love Michael's rendition of Kaddish Tit Kabal, and we all were singing along. And I hope you were also doing that at home. Usually at the end of Yom Kippur, we have our shofar blowers spread out around the sanctuary, blowing a very long tekiah gdolah, one after the other, trying to make it last as long as possible. This year, that was not possible, but we do have a video of our shofar blowers, and we hope that you will enjoy hearing the shofar one more time. But first, we turn to page 1190, correct?
Yes.
1190 for the concluding Shema.
Right, so we sing the Shema once, all together. We sing Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. We sing that 3 times. And then we sing Adonai Hu HaElohim, the Eternal One is God. We sing that 7 times. And then we sit down just to stand up again for the shofar blast. But, you know, a quick sit down, nothing, that won't, it does say we are seated here in page 1190, so we'll do that. Okay, so let me step back a bit because I'm going to be loud, I think. All right.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod, Malchuto Leolam Vaed, Baruch Shem Kavod, Malchuto Leolam Vaed, Baruch Shem Kavod, Malchuto Leolam Vaed, Adonai Hu HaElohim, 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 Adonai Hu HaElohim.
Please be seated. Oh, but the shofar blast is about to come, and it might be a good idea to stand up for that.
Tekiah Gadolah.
Now you may be seated. That was amazing. Thank you to all of our shofar blowers. Thank you to Andy and Myra who put the video together. Even though we're not in our sanctuary, we could still have our long, long shofar blast to end Yom Kippur together. And now we are ready for Havdalah. If you have a Havdalah candle at home and a cup of wine or juice, we hope that you will join with us as we recite the Havdalah blessings. There are no spices on Yom Kippur, just the light and the wine and the beautiful melody. On page 18 in your booklets, we sing one more time, L'Shana Tova.
So here we go. Here we go. Kiddush and Amotzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai. Wait, Baruch atah Elohei. Oh, sorry. Let me start again. Baruch atah Adonai. Thank you. Eloheinu melech haolam. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Don't forget, we're all fasting. Michael?
Hi, I'm Michael Hyman, CBH High Holiday Planning Committee Chair. This is the point where we usually thank the people who work so hard year after year to plan and carry out our high holidays, and they did it once again. This year, though, was different. But what wasn't different was that once again, some very talented people jumped in to produce the services you've been watching and participating in. The camera will now move from my workstation to show you a behind-the-scenes look at our production studio with the tech team in the middle and the rabbi and Steve at opposite ends of the sanctuary. First, I'd like to thank Joshua Silberman, David Silberman, Myra Cole, Steve Tonetti for managing our Zoom and YouTube connections, our audio, our video, the live inputs, and all the equipment here at CBH. Also, thanks to Ian Miller for the equipment he loaned us, without which this would have been a challenge. And it would have been a challenge. Thanks also to my co-executive producer, Peggy Dugan, who arranged the honors, readers, and speakers, and also led a team of volunteers to help us through the rehearsals and these services as the at-home support team. Thanks to Leslie Fagan for the pre-COVID videos, and Andy Kaplan and the singers for the socially distant videos, and to Arlene Soldati for the Roll of Remembrance. Finally, thanks to the whole team that compiled and delivered the high holiday kits so that our local members could feel more a part of our community. Have a sweet and safe New Year. Shana Tova.
I want to add my thanks to Michael's for everyone that he mentioned, as well as, of course, Michael Hyman, who Michael coordinated everything, kept everyone on track, and somehow managed to pull off all of this with a lot of help from all of the people that he mentioned. So I want to say that it has been wonderful sharing the high holidays with you, even though we could not always see you, and even though we can't be together in person. Since we won't be able to break the fast together this year, we will leave the call open for a little while. Feel free to share greetings in chat. We will also unmute you so that, actually, can we unmute them, or do they have to unmute themselves? No, do you unmute them, or do they unmute themselves? So actually you have to unmute yourselves, but feel free to unmute yourselves in a moment so that everyone can say rousing Gemar Tov, a good ending, and Shana Tova, a good year. Shana Tova.
Beautiful services.